Okay, all right. So, welcome everyone. Like I said earlier, my name is Habib Halimi, and I'm the team lead at Eco Technology. And what we do basically is to do technological training, right? Skill acquisition in data analytics and data science and web development. All right. All right, just to manage our expectation, right? So I would like to say that this session, I decided I'm going to take this session today. And it's not actually quite long before I said, let me just take the session. I know a lot of us actually need the session, especially our student at Ecotechnology. So basically what we'll be taking through in this session, it's divided into two parts. We have the CV aspect of it, and we have the portfolio aspect of it. Now, for CV, I believe you all know why we need CV. We all know the meaning of CV, right? I don't want to go into that theoretical aspect of it. So the assumption is we all know why we all know why a CV is needed, right? And there are different ways you can actually create CV. But personally, I actually found using Canva a very easier way, one of the easiest ways to actually create your CV. And also, if you want to create multiple CV for different roles, it's very good to do that because it allows you to duplicate and to change some design of this thing. So that is one thing about CV creation. So the other ways you can actually create your CV, you can use Word documents, you can use Google documents, you can use anything, right? But you can even create CV online, right? Using CV Builder. So, but I just found Canva to be an interesting one. The second aspect of this session is the um, the portfolio creation, which is data analytics, right? So basically, I will be centered on data analytics, data science, AI, and machine learning, right? Because I believe this is what the session is called. All right. So, and also to create portfolio, there are different ways you can also do that. So portfolio is more basically most time a website where you put in your information for potential employer, right? So that your potential employer can see little about yourself and majorly the project that you have actually worked on. So most of when you're talking about portfolio is they want to see the projects you have actually worked on in the past. And if you have some certification as well, that might actually be useful for that role. Um it's necessary for that to be included. And so in the past, the way portfolio is created most of the time is you use websites, right? Most people usually create websites where you need HTML, CSS, JavaScript to create a portfolio, right? In some cases, you might host your portfolio in your GitHub, right? So using GitHub to create portfolio means you must have designed that website, but you want to use GitHub as the host environment, which means you're not paying for the hosting, but you still need to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript to create a portfolio. And to me, right, that seems like the normal standard portfolio when you're really serious, right? Use your GitHub with all of these websites to create portfolio. But another way, and which is one of the fastest and easier way to create portfolio, which particularly if I need an urgent, if I want to apply for an urgent job and I need to create a portfolio, which is a bit different from my general portfolio, then most time I turn to Canva to create a portfolio, right? And Canva will allow you to create your portfolio in form of website, right? And you can host it for free on Canva website as well. But if you choose that you want to use different domain for it, maybe you don't want to see Canva in your link, which I think is not really necessary, then you need to pay for that hosting if you want to or you're interested in. So that is another way of creating portfolio. So the first one is you coding your portfolio, right? And host it on GitHub. The second is you using Canva, where you don't necessarily need to have coding experience. Like I said, this is not a web portfolio, right? This is a data analytics. So the idea is we have little knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but we have projects that we have done and we need to post it somewhere, right? So that is one way to do that. And also so in this section, I'll be showing us how we can create our Canva portfolio, right? And how we can design the tools we might need and all of this thing. So I'm working us through it, right? So that is one way. Another thing I wanted to say, beside the Canva portfolio, then let's just start with that, right? So if you have questions, then we can ask ourselves. So I want this session to be as interactive as possible, right? So just before I started this section, I tried to come up with something on Canva, right? Just for us to see the potential of the kind of portfolio we can create. So this also depends on how creative we might be, or how creative we are, and how innovative or the time we choose to dedicate on our portfolio, right? So I just did one like I started one an hour ago. I'm here to complete it. So I'm going to walk us through that process, and we are going to complete it together, right? So this session is also recorded, which means you can always go back to it and follow what I did step by step, so that you can replicate it. But if you think that you think you can also work with me, right, then that is very possible as well. So let me just share my screen to see what I started, right, what I was designing before we started this session. Then we are now going to see how we can replicate this on a fresh Canva account. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay. All right, can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
All right, so okay, so this is a sample portfolio I was creating, right? So you can see I put my image there, I put my name, the role, right, or job title. Then I put, if you have a company website, you can choose to put it. If you have a YouTube account, you can choose to put it. If you have a live project that you're actually doing currently that you host online, you can put it as well. So this is a very simple one, right? And I think we can replicate this and try to use this. Please, if you have any question at a particular point in time, you are free to interrupt me and ask your question. I will try to go over it. All right, so after that, I put a summary there where I just put, most time this summary is what is on your CV, right? Then all this you can see most time when you are building your portfolio, it's the ideal thing is for you to have a link that will lead to your CV, right? So I have my resume here, I have my project here, I have my courses that I'm taking, I have my YouTube channel here, and I have certifications that I've taken. So later this session, I'm going to show us how we can attach a link, or how we can link this up, so that when we click this, it takes us to our resume. When we click this, it takes us to my project. When we click this, it takes us to courses that we're taking. When we click this, it links us directly to YouTube. When we click this, it takes us to where we put in our certification. So the next thing I did was so there are pages here. So this is the first page. This is the second page. Here, the third page is where I put my certifications and where I put my project. If you have more certifications, you can actually add more to it, right? So this is where I put my certifications, where I put my project. And one interesting thing about this is you can see you can easily move it around, right? You can choose to make it bigger, you can choose to make it smaller. And that is the advantage of you creating a Canva portfolio as opposed to you using HTML, CSS, or coding portfolio, because that requires some level of technicality for you to be able to know when to use HTML, CSS. But using Canva, it's very flexible, right? You can move things around, you can reshape it, you can attach a picture, you can do all of these things, and it's very interesting. So the next thing you can do is your project, right? You can put in your project here, and I'm still going to link this up as well. So for now, I'm putting 3 projects here. So I'm putting a project on sentiment analysis, project on image classification, project on generative AI, with Gemini API. All right, so these are things I put in initially. So like I said, I'm here to complete this. So we're going to see how we can complete it together and see how we can move from there. All right, so one thing about this also to manage our expectation is Canva website is free, but it is only free in as much the website you are building is not more than 5 pages website. So like I said, if you can see my page here, this is the first page, this is the second page, this is the third page, my certification, this is the fourth, then fifth. So beyond, if you want to have more than 5 pages, but I can't see the reason why you want to have more than 5 pages portfolio, right? But if you want to have more than 5 pages, then you might need to pay for that. So this is one way to do this, and this is what will be replicating, right? And we now try to complete it. Now, another thing we can do is, beside you creating your portfolio here, you can even preview it, right? If you go to, sorry, please give me a few minutes. Okay, sorry. Sister Lima, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, because I can see you raise your hand. All right, not a problem. So, okay, so let me just continue then. So like I said earlier, remember, if you're building websites, then you can not have more than 5 pages. And this is just one way to do it, right? You can use Canva to even build another website, right? There was a time we opened up a track and we need to create a very quick website. I use Canva to do that as well. So just depends on how much time you can dedicate to it and how creative you can be about it. You can use it for any other thing, and it's free. That's the interesting thing about that. All right, so you can also preview your website. You can go to preview here. You can see how it should look like on desktop app. You can see how it should look like here. It's still loading. So you can see how it should look like on your desktop. For those who are using desktop, you can see how this will be. So this is where I stopped. You can also go to your mobile view as well. Click on mobile to see how it will look like on mobile as well. So you can see, and you can now start. For example, this is not too okay, right, for mobile. So you can find a way to adjust it so that it look nice on mobile as well. So you can see this. What is this on doing there? I can't even see. So you can see how this will look like on mobile. So this will also guide you so that your portfolio will be very responsive on the system at the same time on mobile phone. Any question before I continue? Do you have any question as of now? Do you have any concern or anything that you want to ask? Or we are good? So I would like to know, do you have any question?
No, sir.
We are good, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so there are things we need to do, or there are some accounts we need to create. And one of the accounts is Canva account. That one is very necessary. If you have a Canva account, can you just signify here? You already have an existing Canva account. Okay, that's good. Rahma. Sister Nabila. Any other person? If you have a Canva account. Okay. So if you don't, Sister Alima, that's good. So if you don't have a Canva account, that is okay. Mr. Samson, that's good as well. All is well. So if you don't have a Canva account, there is no cause for alarm. We are going to take this from the very scratch and see where we can, how we can actually complete this as well. So let's go to I'm going to use one of my account I don't really use. So this is a fresh account. So these are the first thing there are some account that I said we are going to create. One of the accounts is our Canva account, which is where we actually building, where we are designing. There are some times that we might need to get pictures. For example, like the picture I added here on my project. These pictures are not actually the perfect picture, right? So I'm still going to change them. So there is a website we need to actually download this picture one of the website that is very good is FreePix. So we are going to register on FreePix as well. Another thing is the icon. The icon that I use here for my resume, for my project, for my courses, for my training, my all this icon that I use here. There is a website. We are going to download that as well. That is Flaticon. So I'm going to put those names on our chat so that we can, and put the link as well so that we can register. But you may not need to register immediately, right? Once we get to that phase, then you go into the link, click it, and register it. But I want this session to be as productive as possible, and I don't want to take too much of our time, right? So let me put in the name of those websites that we need to use here, and then add their link later on. So one of the websites that we're using is Canva. Number one is Canva. So number two is FreePix. So this is where we download pictures. Number three is Flaticon. The Flaticon with C or Flaticon with K? I think with C. So we're going to see all of this. So for now, these are the websites we are actually using. All right. So once we have that, so let's see how we can now register on Canva. So to register on Canva, just go here, come here, and just search Canva on your browser. So I believe you can all see my screen. Once you search Canva on your browser, just click on the first link that comes up. So you can see the Canva page. So Canva page is canva.com. So I'm going to copy this, put it here. So link to Canva is canva.com here, right? So put this here, then put it here. So that is where we need to register on Canva. All right, so we can see login here, right? And you can see continue as Okwe. So I'm going to click on continue as Okwe. Okay. This is still loading. All right, so we can see our Canva page, right? So you can try for a pro version of Canva, right? You can try it for free. You can try it for free for 30 days. And you choose to subscribe, you can subscribe for Canva as well. So Canva is a very, very wonderful tool, right? So in fact, I will say for any tech professionals or even students, Canva should be something that you should know how to use very well. So you can do a lot of things here. You can see doc, whiteboard, presentation, all of this thing. But what we are, the purpose of this session is for our portfolio website. Hopefully tomorrow, when we'll be talking about how do we create our CV, and then we can talk about document to do that. So let's go into website. Okay, this gives us a very fresh one. So we don't want a fresh one. We want to search for templates. And that is one interesting thing about Canva as well. So there are templates that you can always leverage on. So you can see if you click on search your content on Canva, you can click on Canva template, then search for websites. So you can see different websites, right? Different websites you can actually use. So I've used a particular one. There are interesting websites here. Some of them are not actually free, while some are free. So for the purpose of this class, I'll be using all of the things we'll be using here will be free, right? So that there won't be a blocker for us, right? So the website I used is very related to dark blue destin. So there is a name for the template. So let me just search for the name here. So search for dark. I'm going to send us the name on the chat. Dark blue and green gold website. So let's just put this one here. So this is the one I make use of. There are other ones that are also very interesting. So I don't expect all of us to use the same templates. You can just go and check around, see the ones that you find interesting. And if you think you want to go for premium one, so you can see all of this website that has a crown shows this is a pro version of it. You have to pay for it before you can use it. But the one without a crown, then these are free. There are some that you purchase. You will see those one with a Naira sign. That means you can pay for it and use it. Right. So the pro one here means you need to subscribe. Right. Or some are also they are there for you to buy. And another thing you can actually do on Canva as well is you yourself you can design a website and also sell those websites or sell those design on Canva. People are doing it a lot and it makes sense. All right, so let's go for the first one here. The name of that, what you need to search for you to get the one I'm using. Let me copy it and put it on the chat as well. Please let's try to keep this link and the name of this thing that we're using. Let's try to put them in handy so that we can always make use of them. All right, so that is the name of the website I'm using. Dark blue and green bold website. So the first option that comes is what we are using for the session. All right, so let's go in here. Where are we? Okay, this is the one we're using. So if you click on, let's click on this and click on customize. Okay, all right. So another interesting thing here. Let's keep this. Now, this is actually this is a one-page website. So we are combining two websites here. I guess. So we have just one here. The one I use, we use two websites. I use two websites on it. So let's add a page here and let's go back to search for the second website I use. The second website I use is so I use this as well. So I use dark simple this thing. So let's try to take this as well. Open a new tab. So what's the name of this website? Dark blue simple dark tech, all of this, right? So dark blue simple. So let's see. Dark tech and gaming. So this is the second website I use. So I'm combining two websites here. The first one is the one I just sent the name on the group now, which gave us this. The second one, how do we get the second one? Control X. From the page of us selecting the first template. Once you get here, you can see some icon beside your Canva page. Click on the first design icon. It will ask you, is it template or layout or style? Click on the template aspect of it, then put in the name of the second website, which is dark blue simple dark tech gaming or whatever. Click enter. Then you can see the first website or the first template that shows is the second website that we are combining with our first website. All right, so that's the second aspect of it. But how do we now combine with how do we combine with this? Let me try to delete this.
But please come again how to combine it.
So what is it?
You should show us again how to combine the two. So the two template.
Okay. Now remember, this is the first one we did, right? That
Yes.
blue and green bold website. Once you click this, it takes you to this page. This is not there yet. All right, so it takes you to this particular page, right?
Okay.
So to combine the second website, click on add a page.
All right.
You
Okay.
can start the page below. So click on add a page. Then go to, there are some icon here. The first icon is design. The second is element. The third is text. So go to design. Once you click on design, what shows is this, right? It shows you template, layout, and style. You should ensure that you're on that template. Then search for the second name of the website, which is what I'm going to send to you. So you can see the first page, right? The first template that shows is the second website you are combining. You have to be very careful. Don't click on the first page of the website. Remember, we have two pages now, right? Because we just added a new page. So you shouldn't click on the first page. Ensure that you click on the second page you just added. Then click on the new template that we want to add to it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Is this clear? So click on this. So what happened is it automatically replaced the new page you just added. If I'm to combine with a third website, what I need to do is click on add a page as well. Go to your design again. Let me take this back. Then check which of these websites do I want to add now. So let's say I want to add tech complaint, or let's say, okay, let's see this one. You should ensure that you are clicking on the new website just added. Go back to design, then click on whatever templates you want to add to your listing. So what happened if it has multiple pages? It will show you multiple pages. So you can now select which of these you want to use. So let's say I want to use this. I will click on this and automatically replace this. So how many pages do we have on our website now? We now have 3 pages. Remember, it shouldn't be more than 5 pages for free website. If not, they're going to charge you for it. All right, so that is how we can combine multiple websites on our portfolio. All right, so let's see how, let's go back to the one we are using, the base one we are using, which is the one I just created here. Okay. All right, so this is the first page. So what happened here is, the first thing is, if you choose to put your picture, you can add your picture to it. Then the next thing is your name, the position you are applying for. Then you can put in your social media depending on how you want to design it. You can go online and search for different portfolio, right? But this is a sample one that I just personally love, right? So how do you put in your picture if you want to add your picture? And how do you even put it in different style that you have it? If I go to elements, design, sorry, and I try to see the one I just applied. So I just applied a new particular website here, the one that has the kind of pictures that was added. Now, this picture is in a particular frame. You can see something like an oval frame, right? So you can see something like an oval frame. So I got this design, this oval frame in another website. And you can see the website says, welcome to my design. The name of this website is Design Graphics Portfolio Website in black, white, and all of these things. So let me see if I can copy this. I can't copy this. So I'm going to type it somewhere. So Notepad. Sorry, have I added the name of the second website on the chat? Let me confirm this. Okay, I've not. So let me quickly add the name of the second website on the chat so that when we are trying to search for it, we can easily see it. So let me go back here, go back to design. So this is the name of the second website. Control C. So please let's ensure that we are putting all of these things second website here to be added. Is the name is dark blue, all of this thing, right? So we put it here. So let's go back to the third website we are adding. And the major reason why we're adding the third website is because of this oval frame. You can go into different websites and just pick up anything that you want in your particular website. So it's that flexible and interesting. All right, so I will come here. The name of this website is what again? So let me put in the name here so I can copy it. So the name is Design Graphic Design Portfolio Websites in black, white, dark, classic. So this is the name of the third website we're adding. So I think we all know how we can actually add the websites by now, right? So how do we add a website? Let me call on someone to tell me exactly what I need to do. Sister Nabila. So can you tell me exactly what I need to do to add the third so let me delete what I don't need to delete.
Okay, so we'll come to the bottom of the website, the last place,
Yes.
and we'll see add page.
Okay, add page.
Yes. So we'll click on the add page and make sure that
Yes, I've done that.
okay, so we'll make sure that that cursor this is inside that add page. Then
Okay.
we'll go to a search button
No,
beside.
it's sorry, it seems like it's inside it too. We have to click on it as well. You have to click on it and ensure that it's selected. You can see this is selected now, right? If I click on this is selected. Sometimes I can put it here and it is not selected. Do you understand? So you have to ensure that we select that particular page. Then what's the next thing to do then?
Then there's a dialog box that's going to show by the side, but I'm not
Okay.
seeing it too.
You can see it.
Okay, yeah, I just saw it now.
Okay.
So we'll type the name of the website that you told us, design graphic design.
No.
Um,
What do we click? What do we click on before we even see that dialog box? Because it's not here now. How do we get it?
yeah, I don't know. The one that is in front of me is already appearing there. I don't know. I don't know how it.
If it is not there, can someone tell me where to click to get that dialog box? Hello.
Maybe design. Maybe we should click on design.
Okay, I've clicked on design. It's here now. So what should I type?
The
Put
name
in
of the
what
website.
okay. Let's see if okay now you can see that's the first one that appears, right? Don't forget we need to select this as well. Let's open this. So that has been opened. What we need is just this over. You can see other things you can add here, but for now I'm making use of the first page here. So let me click on this, and you can see this has been selected. So what I just need here on this particular page is just this. Yeah, right. So you can come here, drag this up, drag this page up, then drag it here. So you can see the page here, then you can put it here. So once you have this is your first page, then you can replace this picture with your own picture. If you have one, now this is just one of it. You can have a circular one, you can have it in you can have it in rectangle, you can have it in square. So just go over this template and see the ones that you think you like. So if I go to my download, I've downloaded some picture here, right? So I'm going to pick my own personal picture. Let me see if it's here. I want to believe this is it. Okay, so I'm going to select this, drag it here, then drop it inside Canva. And how do we do that? To bring a picture inside Canva, just click on that picture and just drag it to your distance. It's automatically added to upload. So you can see on that image, you can see the picture I just added. Then the next thing you need to do is take in this image, drag it inside your design. Once you drag inside your design, drag it inside it. Automatically, it replaces the previous picture that was there. So double click on that picture. If you want to reshape, you can see this is not in a very good shape here. So double click on it. Once you double click on it, then you can drag this and readjust it so that it makes sense to you. All right. So once that is done, so that is the picture aspect of it. Then you can come here and put in your name. My name is Habib Adimi, right? So you can have that. So once that is done, let's try to ungroup this because this is attached. The name and the software and app development here is attached together. So click on anyone and click on ungroup so that you can separate them. So once you separate them, you can take it anywhere that you want. So click on the name itself. There are some, personally, right, there are some, this thing that I love. And one of the fonts that I love to use a lot is Poppins. So if you search for Poppins, it shows up here, right? So click on Poppins, you can see different sizes. And that is one of the reasons why I love it. You can use it for bold text, you can use it for a very light or thin text as well. So I'm going to select bold. So you can see the name changes. All right, so you can see the name changes. So once that's changed, I think this one is fine. Then we can try to adjust this. So another thing that I did here was that this image, Abib Alimi are together, but I noticed as I'm increasing it, what happened? They are not, although they are both five letters word, right? But you notice that Abib is kind of longer than Alimi. So there's no way I want to adjust it. Just for accuracy's sake, they won't be aligned on that same line. So what I want is I want to make sure that Alimi and Abib are on the same particular line. If you try to see the one I designed earlier, you can see that Abib and Alimi, and the same thing with the position, they are all aligned on the same straight line, and the same thing with link to my company website, YouTube, and live project as well. So we want to repeat the same thing here. We might not actually spend a lot of time here because of the limitation of time that we have. It is almost one already. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this. And to duplicate something, click on that particular text, right click on it, you can see duplicate. Click on duplicate, then you have two parts of it here. So what I'm going to do is to remove Habib from one, remove Alimi from the other one. So this is now Alimi. I will take this down, click outside, click on it again so that you can select it, then remove Alimi from the other one. So I'm going to remove Alimi from here. So once I have this, then I will take this up here. So if I put this here, we notice that of course they are still not aligned. But for us to now ensure that they are now aligned, what I need to do is either I expand Alimi or I dilate, sorry, I contract Habib rather. So let's try to contract Habib. So click on Habib itself. You can just something like an arrow that says spacing. So click on spacing. There's two types of spacing. Is it letter spacing or line spacing? What I'm doing here is letter spacing because I want to reduce the spacing between these characters. So click on this, drag it back, and ensure that it's not aligned. So once you have this, you can see Habib and Alimi sort of, they're on the same position. Now I can try to make them bigger and both of them now adjust. Of course, I can click on this and click on down to make sure that they are both down. So my position is not software and app development. My position is data scientist and artificial intelligence AI engineer. So I'm going to click on data scientist slash AI engineer. So once this is done, I have this here. All right, before we proceed, let me confirm. Are we all on the same page? Do we understand what I've been doing so far? Please, I want your opinion. Are we all on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Are we getting it? Okay.
We are
Sister Alima,
getting it.
right?
We
Okay.
need
Sister
the
Alima,
name
are you
for
there?
the website.
What do you say?
We are getting it, but we need the name for the third website.
Okay, the name for the third website. Oh, thank you for
Yes.
that. Let me try to copy that. I don't think I've copied. Okay, I must have copied something else, the name and all those things. So let me come here and get the name here. Okay, I think I put in a notepad. Where are the notepad? Let me try to take this out. So let me put the third website here. All right, so that's the name of the third website. Okay, all right, so let's continue now. So you can see Abib and Alim there. I think Alim is a bit still small. Let's click on spacing again. Let's increase its own character. Now, sometimes when you're trying to increase it, move to the next line, right? So you need to expand your text for it to be on the same page with it. So let's put this one here. So once this is done, so AI, I think this to make sense somehow. So on this particular pages here, I want to keep company websites. I'm removing company portfolio. I want to change this founders podcast to YouTube channel. So I'm going to come here and put in YouTube. Here, then select, you can select one of these, right? Sometimes if you look at this live project, is a text on its own. It's sitting inside under triangle and small arrows in front of it. So there are three items here. You can't drag it and the three of it will drag at the same time. This is not possible. So press Ctrl Z to take it back. Then what you need to do to select all of these three at the same time is to click outside here and right click, or yes, your left click, sorry, then drag all of this into select the three items at the same time. Once you have selected the three items at the same time, take them here so that it's aligned with what is in here. So once you have that, now I have my name, my position, then three links that I want them to interact with outside this particular page. And what I'm going to do is I personally love this for all of these three to be on the same page. So I can come here to ensure to increase this. So I think machine learning engineer is a bit longer. So let's take it back a bit. Okay, I think it's better here. So once you have that, select this rectangle again, try to increase it to ensure it's all on the same page. Select this again, try to increase it. So you have all of these things. So click on those small arrow. Sometimes you might be trying to select something and you're not really getting it. So one way to do that is increase your page view. Once you increase your page view, it all becomes feasible enough to select it. So I'm selecting these three at the same time. So once you have selected the first one, click on Shift, then select the second one. Click on Shift again, select the third one. Then you can try to take this back so that you can see what you are dragging. So once you have, so what I'm doing down here is to zoom in and zoom out, right? So, and that is the purpose of this icon down here. So once you have selected the three, then I'm using the arrow to, you can use the arrow or you can choose to use this to select it as well. So I know why the arrow is not controlling, but let's just take this here and put them here. So I think this is fine. So once we have that, Here I can choose to put in my social media. I might choose not to put in my social media. So I'm using my social media somewhere else. So that is one way to do that. So the next is the summary. So once you have this, your name, your position, any other thing that you wish to add here. Then the next page here, what I'm using as the next page is professional summary. So if your summary is not that large, some people will be writing comprehension because of their professional summary. I don't think that is necessary. A very short summary is enough. And where I got that is on my CV. So I've created my CV already with Canva. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll be walking through this, right? So how do we use Canva to create CV? So this is, and what I do is, depending on the position I am applying for, I use different CV to it. If I try to increase, you can see different CV template that we can actually make use of. But this is one I use. Here in this position, I applied for machine learning engineer. If I come down here, you can see I apply for data analyst here. If I come down here, I apply for machine learning engineer again. If I come down here, I apply for data scientist position here. So depending on what you're actually applying for, you can use the same CV, duplicate it, then change one or two things that you want, then export that CV alone, right? In this position, I'm applying for just risk analyst and data analyst. So that is how that's how we are going to go about it. So what I'm going to do here is come here to my objective and select the objective on my CV. Now, if you don't have objective or all of this thing, we're going to see how we can create this and how we can also leverage ChatGPT also to help us to come up with some of this right up in a very responsible manner, right? So I don't want to go through all of this thing. So just select one of yours. So I have selected this. I think I used this. So this is Python developer, right? So I think I selected this first. So, but let me just go back to the previous one I just created and see the summary that I've created. So you can see I put in the summary here and I put in the professional summary here. So I'm going to select the summary again, Control C, and go back to the new one we are creating. And here, what I did here is just paste it here. And if you look at my professional summary, look at the font that I use. The name of the font again is Popping. So I'm going to type that and put it on the chat for us to see in case we want to make use of it. So there are different fonts we can actually make use of, but I personally love Popping a lot, and I use it a lot. Right. So we have that. So let me delete this. Once we get there, we are going to do that. All right. So you can see different icons here. This is the second website we added, and that will actually make up as the second page of our portfolio. So we are done with the first page. Like I said, we are going to see how we can link all of these things later after we have done designing. All right, so we can now come here and say, let's call this summary. So you can see there are two texts that are attached together here. Once you select a particular text and it's telling you to ungroup, that shows it is merged with another, or it is grouped with another text. So just click on ungroup. And since I don't need to choose a category here, let me just delete it. Click on it and click on backspace. Then change this text to summary. So once you have selected that, then another thing I did here is on our second website that we added, there are 6 icons here. I don't think 6 icons are needed, right? So we need where to show our projects. We need where to show our CV or resume. We need where to show our, if you have a YouTube channel, then you can put in YouTube channel. If you have, what other thing did I add here? I added resume, project, courses, training. If you have a YouTube channel, then certification is the third one that I added, right? So if you come up here, then you can. So since I needed just 4, so I'm taking out these 2, Control Z. Right. Another thing you can do is if you are trying to select something, but another thing is being selected. Like this now, all of these icons are in front of this particular box here. But I want to select all of this icon alone without selecting this box. So most time when I'm trying to group all of this things together, this box is selected. So one way you can do this is to lock this box up so that you can easily select other things that you want to select. So click on this box, right click on it. Then you can come down, you can see lock. So click on lock. So what happened here is you can group all of these things together and move them to wherever you want to move them without the box being selected. Why? Because we have locked it up. So I'm deleting processes and mouse. So delete this away. Then the next thing is I want to expand this a bit. So we have locked it already. So click on it again, right click on it, then you can see unlock. Click on unlock, then you can now try to expand this. So since I want this to come beside them, then I can click on this, then move this here. So once this has been moved, click on this again, try to drag it here. So it's making sense now, right? So select all of these things and try to move them down. So once you have moved them down, the next thing is, so once you have moved them down, the next thing we do is to add our summary. So, and I said this summary can be gotten from our CV. So if you don't have any summary already or about you, maybe a summary or about a professional summary or about yourself, if you don't have this, what you can do is tomorrow session on CV, you can see how we can come up with, which is very relevant to the position you're applying for. So you can see when I show us our CV for different positions, different summaries, and I use different work experience, relevant work experience that way. All right, so let's go back to the one I've created here. So I'm going to select the text alone, Control A, Control C, then come outside here, come here. Click on this and Control V. So the major reason why I selected is because so that we can all look at this together. So this is how it looks like when you just input it here. So what I want is my professional summary to be here. Like I said, please, can someone remind me of the name of my favorite font again?
Popping.
Poppins, thank you. So let's click on Poppins here. So control down, then select which of these you want. Is it medium? You can see as you're selecting it, it's changing. It's a semi-bold. So I think medium is fine. Click outside. So you might want to make it bigger. So click on this and try to adjust this thing. So let's take this out here. So you might want to adjust this. Once you adjust it, you can come here to seem somehow. So let's try to take the summary up a bit. We can make it smaller a bit, bigger a bit, depending. So we have this already. This seems to be larger. So we are still going to adjust this since those icons are not actually the icon we want there. So we can come down here and come here, come here. Okay, so the last thing we are going to add to our second page. So you can always come up with things that you actually want here, right? So, but this is just I want us to use this as a guide, at least for now. So once we start working on it ourselves, and this doesn't seem it is aligned at the middle. Is it my eyes? Okay. All right. So for us to complete the second aspect of it, so you can see this thing seems somehow clumsy, right? They are clustered together. So to separate the line beside your text, go back to your spacing again, click on spacing. There are two spacing there, character and the letter spacing and line spacing. We are not doing letter spacing here. What we are doing is line spacing. So click on line, then try to increase. As you increase it, what happens? Spaces are open up between your text. So you can try to adjust this. So this is the second aspect of this. And guys, please don't go and use my summary and don't go and use my own personal information, right? So in our next session, we're going to see how we can come up with our own particular summary. Right, so I will not begin submitting my portfolio. All right, so we have this. And the next thing here is now, so this shouldn't be printer, this should be resume, right? This shouldn't be monitor, this should be projects, right? This shouldn't be headset, this should be courses, right? This shouldn't be storage, this should be certification. Okay. All right. So the next thing is let us replace all of this icon to an appropriate icon, right? Courses shouldn't have an earpiece, although courses sometimes it shows you're actually watching the course. Resume can also have printer. It shows you are printing your resume. Certification might actually show that you are doing a cloud certification. Project might actually shows that you are doing a project on the system. So the icon can actually make sense, but we can choose a more appropriate icon, and that is actually where the second website that I said where we can download different icons we have, and that website is Flaticon. And I think I've put the name is on our chat, but let me show us where we can. Let me show us the link, right? So to get that link, what we need to do is to go to Sister Nabila is no more here. All right, so
I'm here.
Sister Nabila is there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think someone, because I think someone else. Okay, Sister Temidaya. All right, so let's come here and go to, let's search for Flaticon. If you click, just search for Flaticon on Google, you are going to see Flaticon icon. So click on this. So the first one, Flaticon icon, click on it. So flaticon.com, I'm going to put the link also on our chat so that we can make use of it. So I'll go to the chart in here and put in Flaticon. All right, so that is that's the next site you'll be making use of. And the purpose of this is for us to download 3 icons that we might want to use. So there are different icons you might use here, social media icon, other icon, a lot of icon here, right? It's interesting. And most of those icons, majority of them are free. Right. But one thing here is you will want to register before. It's not saying you cannot download without you registering, but there are some modifications you would like to do on your icon, which you'll be going to see. That if you don't register on this platform, you won't be able to do that. So what I'm just going to do is you can see sign into Flaticon. I'll just continue as okay. All right. All right, so that is so automatically. This is the first time I'm actually using here, and you can see even the login process is very seamless. Right, so I'm in already. So the first icon we are looking for is depending on resume icon. So we can come here and search for CV. So just search for CV to see which icon works. So there are different icons. You can choose the one that I think the one I use, I can't even find it again, but you can use any icon, any CV that you want. So let's see this. So if you click on this, if you download this street, the challenge here is if you download the first icon that we saw here, if you download this icon straight, we won't have it to be white, right? Because we want our icons here. If you go to our this thing, remember this icon has to be white. If you download it straight from here, you're going to have a black icon. So what you need to do is to click on edit. Once you click on edit, you can see the color, initial color is black, right? And then you go to choose new color. So click on choose new color, then drag this toggles, yeah, drag it to the edge. If you want it to be red, depending on the kind of CV you're building, right? If you want it to be other colors as well, you can drag it any way you want. But I want this to be white, so I'm going to drag it to the very edge. So once that is done, click on download. PNG is a type that you want to download, and you want to select 512px so that you have the maximum quality. So that has been downloaded. So that we can spend less time, we're going to look for project as well. So let's come here, close this hub. Then let's search for project as well to see an icon that works for projects. So I use this and I think I can easily resonate with it. So don't download it straight because you're still going to have a black icon, but in your resume you want it to be white. So this is one of the editing that I'm saying. If you don't log into this website, you won't be able to edit it. So click on edit again. Click on choose a new color. Drop this here to ensure that the color is now white. Then click on download PNG 512px. Then you can see free download. Click on the free download. Then that picture is downloaded. The next thing we are downloading for is courses. So you can come here again, Flaticon, click on this, search for courses. So you can see, I think I used it. So click on this. Again, edit icon, choose color, choose color again. Take this hub. Here I can show white. It is white. Is it mad? Okay, it is white. So click on download again. PNG 512 free download. So that's also downloaded. The next one we are downloading is certification. So come here, come here, come here, come here. Certification. So this is the one I use. So click on this, open it up, edit icon. Choose a color, then change it to white. All right, so that is good. Click on download again. Click on download again, PNG. So I would like to know, is there anybody following along what I'm doing? Or we're just listening for now? Is there anybody following along? Or we're just listening?
I'm just listening.
Okay. If you're following, for those that are following, am I not too fast? Are we able to get it? Are we getting it at all?
Yes, just the scope that when you want to download an icon, you go to that Flaticon website and you already know how to download it.
Okay, all right. So that's good then. All right, so once you have this, we have all our icons downloaded. And if I click on this, you can see the download aspect of my browser. You can see all the icon I just downloaded. So what I'm going to do is drag them. The first one is certification. Remember to put in a picture into your Canva. Just click on that, drag it into this aspect. It automatically uploaded here. So I'm going to select the second icon. I'm going to drag it again. It automatically downloaded as well. It automatically uploaded rather. So I'm going to select the third one. It automatically uploaded as well. I'm going to select the fourth one. It automatically uploaded. So these are the icon I'm adding. And to see those icons that are uploaded on the sidebar as well, not design now, not the element, you can see upload item. So click on the upload item. You might not be able to see your upload item because the background is white and the icon you uploaded are also white. I don't know why it's this way. On my previous ones, I think I use, okay, I don't use this, and I use a dark mode. You can see the icon and all of this thing that I uploaded. So Let's just come here. You can deal with this on your own side, change it to dark mode and all of this thing. So let's go back to it. So just know that it's not as if those icons are not being uploaded, but because they are white, you might not be able to see them. So let's click on the first one and Control Z. Control Z is your friend, right? When you are using this thing, ensure that it's not replacing any image, because you are not meant to use it to replace an image. It's an icon. So click on this. Another thing is, if you try to drag it into this background, it's going to replace the background. So one thing you can do here is to come put it outside, readjust it as you want here, delete this one that is inside it, backspace, then click on this, then use your arrow key to move it. If you try to use your hand to move it, it will be telling you that it wants to replace it. So you want to avoid you using your arrow. You want to avoid you selecting on it and drag it around. Just use your arrow key. What I'm using here, I'm using the forward arrow key to adjust it. So use your arrow key to adjust it and put it on top of resume. So that is point. So another thing we are going to see later is how do we now link this, so that when we click on it, it takes us straight to our CV. All right, so that is that. Let's go back to upload again. So I think the first one is selected already. So I'm not publishing anything yet. So let's go back to upload. Let's select the second aspect of it, put it outside. So the second aspect is for project. So let's take it more, take it here, put it here. So let's delete this project. And let's drag it up here. Let's put it here. So that is for our project icon. The next is courses. So let's come here and put this also here. Also, we need to make that smaller. Delete this one. Put on this. Use your arrow key to move it. If you try to use your hand, it'll be telling you that it wants to replace it. So put it here on top of this. So we're almost through with the second. Let's select the third one, which is this. Third icon is the certification. So once you have done this, delete this, take this up. Time is going on. So this is the second page of our CV. The third page is where do you even had your project itself, and where do you had your certifications if you have some. Now, of course, most of us, we have certifications, right? So what we are doing is, remember, we are building a website. So it's not as if you necessarily need to name you need to put a name. So you can just put in, if you have certifications, maybe they are not Microsoft certifications, or they are not all these badge that you get. So if there are courses, for example, I know some of us have completed some 365 courses that we want to put on our portfolio. Another thing is for the sake of some of us that don't have a project yet, and we are currently taking our data analysis class. So today, inshallah, we're going to start pandas, and we have completed it. If we can complete the pandas class today, so starting from tomorrow, we now start working on projects. So which means we start our first project tomorrow. So as we are finishing our project, so since we have a portfolio already, so we just need to come here and update our portfolio with the project that we have completed. Right. So we are going to take us through that process as well. So this is the second page here. You can come here, you have your Instagram, you have your Facebook, you have your Twitter. You might choose to add another social media if you have some already, then you can come up here. You can select everything to make sure that they are all aligned at the middle. So that is the second page. So the third page is your certifications, your this thing. So certification, you can use different thing that you want, or depending on how it suits you. So what I did here was to use a rectangular box. Click on rectangular box. So, but I think I use the background here is white. So click on background color, change it to white. So this, you can choose, change this to change this to, okay, let's just choose this for now. And the next thing I used was to get a shadow. So click on element. In part of this, you can click on element, click on search, and search for what is called shadow. So once you click on shadow, you can see different shadow that you might want to use. So there are different shadows. So this might actually require you to take more time. So let me confirm so that we know. Sorry, are we still following, please?
Yes, we are
Yes.
following.
Okay. This is 123. And for the sake of us that we be praying, on our own side, we pray by 2 p.m. here. But I know some of us might want to pray by 1:30. So if you know you are going to pray, just signify, then we know what to do, whether to stop the class for now, continue later, or you can want to get later. All right, okay, Rahma, are you going to pray now?
Yes.
Okay, Sister Alima as well. So, and so I think we can, let's say the page we have currently, but the challenge here is I'm supposed to have a class 2 by 2. So, but let's see what we can do to this. Let's say the page we have, we're on the 3rd page here, right? And we want to see how we can add our project. Let me just give us an insight on what we're going to add. So this is what we're trying to put in, where we can put in our project, the name of the project, and a little details about our project. So that is the next thing we're going on. So let's see, it's 124. For those that want to pray, please let's go and pray now. Then we come back by 2:10 or 2:15, sorry. So by 2:15, we are coming back here to finish this whole. So once we are done, then we can all have our videos and content. So please, apology for those who are not praying yet, but it is what it is, right? So please, let's rejoin this session by 2:15. Thank you very much, and thank you for your understanding. All right, thank you very much. So please, let's rejoin the same link. I will stop the recording now. So the same link will rejoin by 2:15. Thank you, everyone.